Preview TV, new media with a difference.
Hello, and welcome to Straight Talk. My name is still Lady Marlene, Mystic Marlene, and I'm reaching to you from Private Television UK. Well, 2020, today being the 5th of December 2020. The time is flying, the year is driven down, but this is one year that I pray just run over. We don't want 2020 back. 2020 has been a year to reckon with. All the terrible things, bad things happened this 2020. Coronavirus, where do we start? Nigeria insecurity insurgency, where do we start? But I tell you today, it's all not that bad, because when bad things happen, there's always a way that God brings a good thing to cheer us up. Yes, it's Saturday evening, here 6 p.m. in London and 7 p.m. in Nigeria. I am going to start today by introducing a young man in Nigeria, a musician, a huge musician in Nigeria. But before I bring him on board, I want to play one of his songs. And this song is performed by an interesting dancer. I might not play it all full, but just to give you a flair of what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's original.
Girl, you're dripping, and I'm sipping. You're like a chill champagne bottle. You're my diamond crystal. Oh, no, no. Girl, you dazzle in my eyes. Your beauty uncompared, butter in my bread. You discover myself.
I just have to stop it there for a reason, I tell you. Because I see they scatter my brain and everything. This dazzle fever has a lot to offer. But who am I talking about? Let me bring him on board to join me, and then he will tell us a little about himself. Tell us where he's coming from, his style of music, and all that. Everything must be said today. May you all welcome on board Mr. Poetic Ken. Poetic Ken, you're welcome to Straight Talk. If I may address you as Poetic Ken. Can you hear me, Ken?
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good to be
And
here.
okay, we have a lot of people. We have in Private TV, we always have this Straight Talk where we invite artists to tell us about themselves and what they're up to. Can you tell our viewers exactly who is Poetic Ken?
Okay.
I just lost him there. I hope he logs back on. I just lost him here. That's one of those problems we're always having in Nigeria. Poetic Ken is from, I call him Poetic, he's reaching us from Nigeria, and I think it's Lagos. Ken, can I bring you back on? Okay, something happened there, but we're glad to have you back.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you asked me a question.
Yes, my question is, can you tell our viewers who is Ken? Who is Poetic Ken?
Yeah, Poetic Ken is a Nigerian Afrobeat high life singer. Um, I've been in the music industry for over a decade now, and it's been amazing, and all through the journey, till this date, and I come from the eastern part of Nigeria. I'm Imo State to be precise, and basically, music has been my passion um, um, for a very long time.
Yes, okay. I see you have actually rounded up most of these questions in one. You're from Imo State. I was going to ask you exactly where you're from. You're from Imo State. And you say you're high life, but the kind of music you play, you say Afrobeat high life. There's a kind of European sync in it that I don't how the inspirations, how you got
It,
it
you
all.
know, you know, when I started music, I didn't actually carry out a feasibility study of the Nigerian music industry. Like
Mhm.
I started with R&B music,
Okay.
so and I didn't understand that people here don't want
Hmm.
to hear that. They want to hear their own thing, their own culture. They want you
Exactly.
to infuse your culture and your music. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, and over the years, I've been able to discover my sound. The kind of
Okay.
music that suits my voice. And over the years, all through the trials and error, trying to uh, discover myself musically, I was able to um, find out that Afrobeat is where I actually have my strength, and
Hmm.
high life music too. I'm more like a versatile artist,
Hmm.
and I can just I can jump on any kind of music, but
Okay. Do
majorly
you just do you just sing or you play instruments also?
I sing. I've been trying to learn my keyboard. You know what I'm saying. It's
I know it's not
things like
easy.
that is not easy. So stuff like that is always good to learn it when you're pretty young, like 10 years.
Exactly, yes. Exactly.
Now, especially when you're a family man, that
Mm,
you have the children to take care of. There's
okay.
that concentration is not there. Because
Because
you're trying to juggle
you
the
said you
music
started,
and also
yeah, you said you started 10 years ago. So that
yeah.
means, have you always been living in Nigeria or you came from overseas? Because I'll tell you now, because in my own case, I was also a musician. But then I came in from England and I tried to get into the industry, but I had
Okay,
a problem. It's frozen again. Can you hear me, Ken? You can hear me, yeah?
I didn't get that. You're
Okay, I was saying,
breaking up
yeah.
a little.
Okay, in the 80s, I was also a musician. I came in from UK with a kind of
Okay,
R&B, like you said too, like you did. But then they had to actually say I have to come down to the level. And then instead of just doing the local thing, I went reggae. And reggae actually was also accepted that period, that time. So yeah, I understand. And then trying to play music too at
I,
when
I
you say
think
when you
I
get
think
old.
I got a little bit of what you were saying, and I actually was back in school. I had this musical group back in school, and
Okay,
I was it was more like fun to us. Like it wasn't serious. We were just performing at school shows and all that. And but right
okay,
there, I saw a bigger picture, and
okay.
right there, I
Mm,
knew I wanted to do music. So
mhm.
even after my NYC, I delved into music. Straight, and I've been
Okay.
chasing that dream. For over a decade now.
Are you signed with a record label or you're independent?
Sorry?
Are you signed with a record label or you're independent?
No, no, no. I'm actually a self-producing artist, and it's pretty
Okay.
difficult, trying you know, to push your music.
Yeah. Oh, we're having some internet problems here. But I'm sure Ken will come back and tell us more about how he's pushing it by himself. And yeah, getting them signed up to a record label in Nigeria is usually very difficult. So if you get signed on, then well, it's one of those good. It's like in Nigeria being who knows whom and how good you are. And I must say, yeah, Ken, I think we got you. We lost you there when you were trying to talk. We lost you a bit, but I'm sure you can. You were telling us how difficult it is to get a record label signed onto you. So you're on your own, you said. Can you hear
Yes,
me,
yes.
Ken?
I've been on my
Okay.
own. I've been a self producer. Yeah, I can hear you, but I can't really pick out what you're saying. But I can pick out a little of what you're saying.
Mhm,
What you're saying. But what I want to say is it's pretty difficult, especially where you don't come from a very affluent background. You don't
yeah.
have anybody sponsoring you. You have to source the funds. Like
Hmm.
some of the songs I have now, I need to get these songs on radio. The kind of songs that have the potentials to blow up, and to get the funding
Hmm. We're having so much problem here, so much, so much. Ezawo, thank you for joining us. Thank you so much. Evening from UK also. We're having so much problems with his internet. It's always frozen, but we're still there. And while we're still waiting to get him, I'm just reading, pushing out some comments there. Okay, and Patrick Agbon Kelechi says, I'm favored, I'm blessed by God. Yes, you are, my dear, you are favored. We are all favored because this coronavirus 2020 has actually done us more harm than good. But if you're not favored, I don't know who else will be. We're all favored in Jesus' name. And thank you for joining us, Patrick. I must appreciate you. And Emeka, you asked Emeka OJ asked, "What is the topic of the program?" Today we're just talking to Ken. Ken is a musician. It's an Afrobeat artist. This is the topic that you asked Emeka. Poetic Ken speaks to Lady Marlene. He talks to us about his music, his lifestyle, and his life in the music industry, and being an artist in Nigeria. How difficult it is sometimes to get into the limelight. So that's what we're discussing. But Ken, can you hear me? Your internet keeps going up and down, but we're still hanging in there, I believe. You know. But I wish you could keep your phone steady. If you keep your phone steady, maybe that could help. Or you change direction. You see, like I said, there's a big problem with his internet. Ezawo, thank you for joining. Ezawo, I salute you from UK. Salute from UK, Ezawo. I hope your lockdown is over now, because here our lockdown was past 3 days ago, and I must tell you, we're actually enjoying it now, because the Black Friday we were not able to enjoy the Black Friday with a lockdown. I tell you, everyone that is joining, continue joining, and there's a link that you can actually use to join us here. If you want to contribute, if you want to be part of this, it's not political. We have a lot of shows in Private TV. We have the political shows, which is hosted by myself and Spencer Anyawelo. And then we have the podium, which is hosted by Spencer Anyawelo. And we have other like Stella hosts the what do you call it now? Golden Pot of Hope. And we also have the Obakondibo hosted by the Lioness. So everyone joining us, please keep watching, because we're trying to get Ken's to get watching from Nokwa, Anambra State. Oh, thank you, my darling Kenneth. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us from all the way from Anambra State. We will actually keep getting everyone entertained. Today, I am talking to Ken, Poetic Ken. He's just here to tell us a little bit about his music and all that. Although we're having some internet problems, but I promise you, we are still going to hang in there and get it right. Ken, it's good to have you back. Can I call you Ken, or can I call you Poetic? What, you know?
anyone. Poetic,
Anyone.
my friends call
Yeah,
me
it's good
Poetic.
to have you back. It's good to have you back. Yes,
Thank you so much.
I was just going to say before we continue, since we're having some kind of internet problems, before we get stabilized, let me play one of your it's it's not a video, but it's a song that I actually love. It's a choky. Let me play it while we relax a bit and get this internet sorted. Okay, Ken? Just hang in there with us.
Poetic. Yeah. Oh. Joking. 6 o'clock in the morning, boys on the hustle. Oh, show this how they go. Surulere Baghdadi. There's no food for a lazy man. If you no work, you no go job. You just dey walk about, and your family they hungry. Soon, nah, you go enter joking. Soon, nah, you go enter joking. You know won't work, but you want job. You go enter joking. You know one pay your bills, abi. You go enter joking. Abi you come preach for Lagos. You go enter joking. Say you want me to collect your woman. You go enter joking. Your mother don't cast for area. You go enter joking. My brother, why you no want hustle? You go enter joking.
Brother man, make you sit tight, make you fit to get this right. If you be a lazy man, you don't go drive Range Rover. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi dákun kò sọjí, ó jẹ́ máa lọ ṣọ̀lẹ o. Ọ̀rẹ́ mi máa lọ gọ̀gọ̀ kúgọ̀, tó bá fẹ́ lálùbáríkà.
Soon, nah, you go enter joking. No. Soon, nah, you go enter joking. You know won't work, but you want job. You go enter joking. You know one pay your bills, abi. You go enter joking. Abi you come preach for Lagos. You go enter joking. Say you want me to collect your woman. You go enter joking. Your mother don't cast for area. You go enter joking. My brother, why you no want hustle?
Welcome back. You heard that. You go enter Chucky if you know they careful. If you know hustle. If you know hustle, you go enter Chucky. I beg, make I bring Ken
I
back,
dey tell
Jare.
you.
You go enter Chucky. Me, I don't want enter Chucky. I beg. That's why I there for
God no go
London
let
here.
us
They work
enter
hard.
church.
They work hard. I tell you, they work hard for this country. Make we all be everything better for everyone. Better for us, better for us for within Niger. This
Amen.
particular song,
Amen.
I must tell
Amen.
you, I really love it because of the lyrics. It's so packed with
Yeah, for
different
sure.
kind of advices and all that. It's a collab. Who did you collab that with?
Yeah, it's one of my guy, Shanky Mani. Shanky Mani is he has been in the game for some time now. You know, I just felt I needed that extra touch to the song, and he brought that vibe, that energy, and it came out awesome.
Wow. And have you collaborated with other artists over the years since the 10 years you've been in the industry?
Yeah, yeah. I've done one or two collaboration. I did with J1. I also did with the late OJB. But the big guys the big guys out there, like,
Hmm.
is for you to collaborate with some of these guys,
I know.
you need to pay them.
I know it's not
You
easy
understand
and
what I'm
it's a lot
saying?
of money too.
And there's a lot of like, if you want to get a whiskey on a song, you're gonna pay up
Hmm.
to it could be up to 10 million naira. I don't know.
I know, I can
So
imagine.
so
I can imagine.
it's pretty difficult for a
Hmm.
producing art. Like, you have the quality, this kind of quality music, and you're finding how to even push it out there because you don't have the resources to
Mm-hmm.
push it out, like to get it on radio exactly. Like these guys on radio, they're not smiling at all.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the game for years or so, and how good that song is, you want to get it on radio, you must go through the process. The
I know.
system is
I know.
so bad that
I
you have
know.
a good
And
song,
you know,
you have a good
that is
song,
why
unless you breathe.
that is part of the reason why I created this platform, this Straight Talk platform. It usually was a strictly political program. But I said, no, we have a lot of artists back home in Nigeria that are not being listened to, and they're quite good. And nobody, because they're not
Yes,
up there, nobody wants to help them get up there. So I created this forum for most of them to come and air their views, talk about, and then I play some. And I tell you, I have played some beautiful music since I started this Straight Talk
like
from
like
young Nigerians.
imagine this Toki. Imagine this Toki.
Mm,
Do you know I've been able ever since I released the song, I've not been
yeah,
able to get it on radio because I'm trying to
you
raise
see.
the capital to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
you see, and it's a
and
it's a fantastic
yes.
song. Lyrically, it is fantastic. I don't
Hello?
know. Nigeria is, like I said, Nigeria is who know whom and all that. And I was going to say that takes me to what I was going to ask you, the challenges. What are like the challenges you had, the hurdles from the beginning till now, till get to where you are?
It all boils down to it's just finance. You need finance to, like, you can do if you want to shoot a good video that Sun City can play, you
Mhm.
must be ready to cough out like some of these A-list directors. You have to work with these guys, and this guy don't charge anything less than, like, let's say the minimum of 1.5 million or 2 million
Mm,
naira to shoot a good video that
mm,
Sound City can play. And if you don't have that
mm,
kind of resources, what are you gonna do? So it
mm,
boils down to finance, because what is not it's a little bit easier going to the studio to record a song, and but
mhm,
you have to get that song also properly mixed, you know.
mm.
And for you to mix that song, you're gonna cough out like 100,000 naira to get it
Wow,
properly mixed, you know,
wow,
so that
wow.
the sound will, you know,
Mm-hmm.
to give it that rich
Mm.
sound. And
Yeah.
and when you are done with that, then that is when the real challenge comes, which is to promote
Chance,
that
yeah.
music. You know,
I
to
know
promote that
promotion.
music
Trust me, I
is
know I've been there
is all about
before, but I was
resources.
lucky. I was lucky when I released my record. It was I was signed with Polygram Records. So I didn't go through that hustle, but I can imagine independent labels, what they're going through. And another thing, we just got out of this NSAS thing. It's not over yet, but I wanted to, let's chip that in. Were you part of the NSAS protest, or have you been a product of police brutality?
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I mean the NSAS. I'm talking about the NSAS. The NSAS, I believe, is still
Okay.
hanging in a balance. Were you ever a victim of police brutality, or did you support the
Yeah.
NSAS?
Yes. Yes.
Oh shush, I must bring this back. I want Why will this happen now? The internet is messing us up, but we are still there because we have to talk about police brutality. Take it or not. Ken, just hold in there. I'm going to bring you back to the studio as soon as this is done. But I must tell you, what we're trying to talk about now is the police brutality, the NSAS that just finished December, should I say October, November, but it's still there. Ken,
Can you hear me?
yes, now I can hear you. I have to bring you back on board. I can hear you now. Please take it back again. You said yes. Were you a victim? Have you ever encountered them?
Hello.
Have you ever have any
Okay.
encounter with the police? Yeah.
Not really. Not really. But we all products, or would I say products, or victims of a failed Nigerian system.
System.
Imagine where you have a policeman going around with what was it called? This POS machine.
Mm. I know. I can
A,
imagine.
poli- a policeman goes
Mm.
around with a POS machine. So when they apprehend you on the road,
Mm.
and they will tell you, okay, put your card on the machine, and they will
Mhm.
extort money from you. It's crazy. And they see everybody on the street as a Yahoo boy because you dress well. They think you're a Yahoo boy. you
Mm.
you cut your hair in a way, or you have a tattoo on your body. They think so they see everybody as a criminal. Like
Mm.
there's people are not doing, who are not actually putting in real work to make a living. You understand what I'm
Mm.
saying? So and the truth is this: I was actually part of the protest, and
Mhm.
and if you look at it critically, you understand that the system has failed even the police officers. So it's more
Mm.
like, I see it like a transferred aggression. Like,
Yeah.
how much does a policeman earn?
Mm.
How much does he earn? The average,
I
the
can imagine.
average, the average annual salary of policeman is nothing to write home about. I mean,
I
it's
know.
appalling. So
Mm.
that same policeman has children. He has to pay
Mhm.
school fees. And what he's
Mhm.
getting from as a monthly emolument is nothing to write home about. So he has to look for other ways to augment. So
Mhm.
he sees you driving a good car. He sees
Mm.
you wearing a nice shoe. He's not happy looking at you.
Yeah.
So he comes at you with that aggression.
Mm.
He comes at you with that aggression, and that is why most of them, they transfer that aggression, which most times
Mhm.
lead to death.
I know. I
You
can
understand what I'm
imagine.
saying? So
Mm.
the system is a failed system, and we need to go back to the drawing board. We need to go back to the grassroots. These officers need to be properly trained. They need to be paid well. I
Mm.
mean, I can't. I sit down sometimes. I try to understand why a policeman will carry a POS and start moving around,
I never heard
harassing
until until
innocent Nigerians and
until this
extorting money
protest.
from them.
Until this protest, I never heard of it. Okay, we're losing you in a minute. Well, we'll get you to put things together that I think probably is a pour out or something, but I hope not. But I'll still bring him because he has so much to us. Although we run out of time, but he has a few more things to tell us. We still need to know more about Poetic Ken. And while we're waiting on that, I must tell you, I appreciate everyone that's been part of Prime View Television since we kickstarted. Things has not The road has not been that easy, and human beings, ups and downs, but we are still hanging in there, and it's only because of your love towards her private television, your love towards the shows we're doing, Oba Kondibo in particular, which was a hard hurdle for us to cross, and we were able to cross it. Hosted by the Lioness, the Podium, which is also by Ambassador Spencer Anyawalo. And I must tell you, Ambassador Spencer Anyawalo is not around right now. He's back home in Nigeria because we've gotten to the final stages of the man being laid to rest. Nana Private TV, may you continue to rest in peace. We miss you so much, but God loves you and God knows best. While I'm still waiting to bring in to bring back Ken, Poetic Ken, back, maybe I can play. Okay, he's back. Ken, I'm sure I can bring you. Yeah, you're
Yes.
back now. Okay, so you were what the other thing I was going to ask you before, because we're almost rounding up now. I was going to ask you if I'm allowed to. Back here in Nigeria, in the UK, we always have single parents, because I read a little bit about you before I invited
Sorry.
to you. Can you hear me? Yeah. I read a little bit about you before I decided to invite you on board.
Yeah,
And
I can
here
I
in
can I
UK,
can
can
hear
can
you
you
a
still
little.
hear me? Can you still hear me, Ken?
Sorry?
Can you hear me?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm saying, yeah, we have single parents here
Yes,
in
I
the
can hear you a
UK,
little
but
bit.
usually the single parents here is always tagged the women. But I noticed that from your profile and everything I read about you, you're a single dad. Can you tell us a little bit about how you're managing with work, with being a musician, and with your kids?
I didn't just choose to be a single dad.
Mm,
It was as a result of circumstances I couldn't control. And
mhm,
in 2018, I
mm.
I I lost my beloved wife, the only woman I fell in love with. May her
So
soul
rest in
rest,
peace.
the mother of my three, and she was an amazing soul. And she died. She died in childbirth, and that's really, you know, it plunged me into a very dark time of my life. I was in and out of depression in 2018. I didn't know I was having suicidal thoughts in 2018, and I almost because that was the only way to escape from the pain. I was married for approximately 9 years. I didn't cheat on her. That's the bond I had with that woman, and she's a Kwai. She was
Mm.
such an angel. So she being able to stay with my children till date, like normally I would have I thought about sending the kids to my mom,
Mm.
and I I was so worried how I was going to cope with three children. I didn't know
I
I
can
was
see
lost
one
and
of them. I can
confused in
see
a
one of them.
state. So, but right there, the Holy
Sweetie,
Spirit
come
said to
back.
me, "Ye
She
can
was
block
right
me."
behind you and she ran away. Sorry, I had to interrupt. She was right behind you and she ran away, one of your babies. Tell her to come back. It's all right. Daddy is talking so she can join in. Well, I am sorry. It's so hurting, or should I say disheartening, to hear such stories, because that's one of the problems we have back home. A woman dying during childbirth is, to me, it's not acceptable. Something could have been done to save that issue. But I must say, just take heart, and whatever circumstances or situation we find ourselves, let's give glory to God. He only knows the reason why. Well, I'm not going to close it on this sad note. I want you to please advise the advise the youths how long this journey took you, because I believe if you were not heard before, you see this Chucky, you must be heard with Chucky, because it's a fantastic, fantastic tune. So if you can still hear me, can you hear me, Ken? I think he's frozen. I think he's frozen somehow. I'll bring him back when it's still okay. Like I was saying before he got frozen, a woman dying of childbirth is not acceptable. I purposely wanted him from a man's point of view to tell us that story, because we read about it, especially in Nigeria, where healthcare is not taken seriously. Hospitals don't work properly. If you're not rich to go overseas to have your child, is a problem. And imagine a woman leaving those three young kids behind. I must say, my heart goes to those children. And then we have to look into this thing we're talking about, Nigerian failed system. The Nigerian system failed us. If he didn't fail us, somehow, I'm not saying that God doesn't know how the best, but yes, God knows best. But then He's also the God that created the doctors and the medicines that you can use to cure the dead, or to the sick. So something has to be done in Nigeria to upgrade our health system in Nigeria. Ken, I don't know. You're back. I don't know if you can still hear us, or are you still frozen? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Ken, can you
just
hear me?
just a little bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, please. Let's move from that, please. I just want you to advise the youths, please, before we run up, because we almost ran out of time. Advise the youths, yeah? Tell them how you started, how they can especially stay out of trouble, stay out of this police, to not encourage police brutality, so that somehow they will follow. If there's nothing you can do, go into music industry. Maybe one day you'll be heard. Please advise my youths, yeah?
I can barely hear you. Like,
I said,
let me
can you
put this
can you
very
give a
far.
word of advice to the young ones listening to you?
Okay, word of advice.
Yes.
Okay. If I tell people always, passion is stronger than talent. I was not born with, um, I was not born with that talent, like, that talent to really, you get to hear some people sing, and you say, wow, this guy has a talent. I wasn't born with that, but it was the passion for music. It started from when I was a child. I really had a passion for music. So what I will advise upcoming
Mm,
acts, who want to delve into music is, there's gonna be the challenges come. You gotta start somewhere. You gotta start little.
mm,
Every great thing starts little. You gotta start somewhere and you keep going. You keep your eyes on that prize, no matter the challenges. You keep
mm.
speaking to yourself, keep pushing, and it will definitely happen for you. So, but as far challenges that are gonna come, is part of greatness. You're gonna encounter challenges, and
Okay. I have lost him again. I have lost him again, but I must say, it gets emotional when something like this happens, and then I know he's finding it difficult actually to pull himself together to advise the youth. But I'm terribly sorry if I brought it to this sad news. But some things are worth talking about, and I hope him and the kids will have the heart. God will comfort them. He will have the heart to bear the loss. It's not this time. It was 2018, but I must say it is very pitiful. Ken, I bring you back. Ken, can you hear me? Hello, Ken, can you hear me? I think you're having some power problems back home too in Nigeria. So I don't know if that's why I cannot hear you. But can you hear me, Ken? Hello? Can you hear me? Okay, it's a lot better. Can you hear me? Okay, for some reason, he cannot hear me properly. And I think we might as
hello.
well. Yes, okay, Ken, can you hear me? Let me give him maybe a minute, then we'll know what to do. Hello? Can you hear me, Ken? If you can hear me, just round up so that I can just close the show. If you can hear me. Can you hear me, Ken? Okay. I'm sorry, terribly sorry. I cannot hear him, and I'm sure you all he's from his end he's frozen. But I must say, it's been a wonderful show. It started on a good note. It didn't end on a bad note because he's still, when you have life, and you must continue pushing on, and God is everyone's strength. He's still in the studio. Let me try one more time and see if I bring him back, if he will be better now.
The network is bad.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yeah? Can you hear me, Ken? There's problem with your internet. There's problem with your settings back home in Nigeria. Can you hear me, Ken? Okay, I will have to cut him off here now. Well, I'm sorry, I will have to cut him off now. We have to lose him. But I must tell you, continue watching Straight Talk. Straight Talk is every Saturday evening, London time, 6 p.m. Sometimes it can be the same time in Nigeria, and this period is 7 p.m. in Nigeria. And if we have time to talk or chance to talk to Ken again when his videos are out, because the two songs you listen today, there are no videos for them. When the videos are finally out, we'll invite him back, and then probably then the internet will be better, a lot better. I think he was inside the house, but there was a kind of power cut out, and then he came outside to talk to us. All that is Nigerian problems. All that is Nigerian problems. And please continue watching Prime View Show, continue watching Podium, and continue watching the Golden Pot of Hope, which is our charity show, which is hosted also by Star Lee, where we give arms to the less privileged back home in Nigeria. And on this note, I must say, everyone, good night and remain blessed from Mystic Marlene, Lady Marlene Onyocha.
Prime View TV. New media with a difference.